Talk Radio. Just giving you guys a call real quick. Having big Ryan Brown on the mic today. He's from West LA, actually LA, Brentwood, Santa Monica area. I got him on the show. It's a surprising guest for you. He's got some good information for you guys about high-end luxury market out in that area. He's actually going to tell you a little bit about himself and where he's selling right now, a little bit of focus point. Hey, Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, good, Brandon. Thanks for having me today. Appreciate it.
No problem. So tell us a little bit about yourself, real estate background, and how you kind of got into this game of the fun market we're in today.
Right. Okay. Let's see, I've been in LA about 16 years, originally from North Carolina. Came out, didn't really know what I was going to do here in LA, just knew I wanted to be out here in the mix. Ended up getting in with a developer and had a bit of a design prowess anyway, interior design background, and studied that in school, and then just came out, worked with some developers, started building and designing new construction homes here in LA. And I knew the home inside and out better than anyone else, and I thought, you know what, I should get my real estate license and sell the house because it was kind of my baby. Decided, you know what, I think this is it, and kind of started that way. And it was a very casual relationship I had with real estate. I was more focused at that point on the interior design part and flipping homes. So, and then I parlayed that to a career in the past few years. Have gotten into it now full time. So it's still, design is something that's very important to me, and I still balance the two with the creative, with the sales side. So that's kind of my little niche in the market if I have one. So.
Right, and so we had a chance to talk actually about a week ago, 2 weeks ago at lunch, and so you were kind of telling me, and I'm an Orange County boy, Garden Grove, Huntington Beach area, live in Long Beach right now. So the higher end LA area, definitely I want to move into that area as well, start doing some loans out in that business in that area. I'm doing it in Orange County right now, but tell everyone a little bit about where exactly your marketplace is and what you've been selling as of lately.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, LA is so diversified, such a big, broad spectrum of prices and people and areas. I work a lot with referrals, so I'm kind of all over the city, and I try to stay specific to the Brentwood, Santa Monica, West LA area. However, I do have clients in Hollywood Hills, West Hollywood, all the way over Silver Lake, Los Feliz, et cetera. So I feel like I have a little bit of a taste of everything in LA, which I think is great, and it offers me a chance to give either a seller or a buyer a really kind of cross-section of what LA has to offer, especially people who are moving to LA for the first time or don't really know where they want to settle in. So I feel like I do have a good grasp and a nice varied background with that. So I think that's one great thing I do offer.
And you can relate to them a little bit more being in that area, so that's awesome. I mean, in those areas, like I said, and I'm not too familiar with those cities myself on a day-to-day basis, but as far as that, I mean, the people looking in that area obviously do, and you got the good knowledge in that area. What is kind of a rule of thumb or, one of the number one selling tricks for high-end luxury homes and how to sell those houses and get that type of business?
Well, I think maybe I'm a bit I have a bit of a skewed view of that, having a design background and that really being I'd say a natural gift of mine, is that I always look at it from the design perspective. Number one, residential real estate is all about emotion. It's all about walking into a house, feeling like you could be at home. This is it. I have arrived. Whatever it is you want to say to yourself when you go home, like, this is it. This is where I want to raise my kids, or this is where I want to retire, or whatever place you are in your life. You need to set the stage. And that's what I tell clients from day one. It's all about presentation. Presentation. You have to set the stage for people. And it's all sometimes smoke and mirrors, if you will, a little bit with staging and, some paint and here and there. But really, at the end of the day, it's about creating this kind of intangible that people walk in and they have this warm place that they feel, this is where I want to live. This is where I want to spend my hard-earned dollar, and this is what I want to do with the rest of my life as far as this little cross-section in time is concerned, the next 5, 10, 20 years, whatever, how long you're going to live in that house. So, I think the big number one trick Doesn't matter high end or low end. Presentation, keep it clean, and put your best foot forward. It's just like dating, I guess. So.
Yeah, exactly. And, like you're saying, kind of the way you're describing it, for some of them who kind of maybe can look at it different ways, you're selling the home. Obviously, high-end properties and nice properties have good quality already, but you're also, like you said, they're the schools around the area, the jobs, maybe there are jobs in that area, or, you're selling a certain lifestyle or a certain area to these people as well. So you're presenting it to them in the whole presentation. If you're selling it for the listing side, you're presenting it to these new buyers of what they're buying besides the property and a lifestyle and everything else that goes along with that in that area.
Absolutely. That is the key. It's really, especially I think maybe more in LA than maybe perhaps anywhere else in the country, is that you are selling the lifestyle. So whether that be at the beach, in the hills, on the flats in Beverly Hills, any of that, it's all about just creating that aura when someone comes into that house. When someone even pulls up into the front, landscaping, any of that hardscaping that needs to be done, freshen the paint up, any of that, just kind of the basics. Really, it works for any end of the area. I mean, if it's the super low end or super high end. So.
Right. It's good tactics to use as far as your marketing purposes for these properties, and he's given us some good knowledge there. So with the positive and these things and these little things that these other realtors can take from this, I'm sure that a lot of realtors are going to be listening to this, but what are some problems or bumps in the road that you could come across with some of these properties? I know sometimes higher-end homeowners are very emotionally attached. Like you said, real estate is very emotional. Sometimes they might see an offer that they feel is a low ball, but that's someone else's max offer. What kind of problems do you see sometimes come across with these types of properties?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of times, too, that also falls on the responsibility and the shoulders of the real estate agent that's working on your behalf. I think to manage the expectations of both buyer and seller. So I think number one is honesty. Honesty with yourself about how you feel about the home you live in, the price that you're asking for it, and then also listening to the professional advice. And hopefully the real estate agents are being upfront, because a lot of times people don't want to hurt anyone else's feelings, and maybe we can reduce the price later, that kind of conversation. Honestly, I've always gone with honesty is the best policy across the board. I think if you, the real estate agent professional, like if you don't feel like the house is worth $800, don't list it at $900. You'd rather have more than one offer to negotiate than not have any offers at all. I mean, that's how I look at it. So that's kind of the big thing. And also, just be realistic about getting the thing on the market and actually getting it marketed properly and hiring the right person that's actually going to be out there and active. And, you may have a friend in the business, you may have a neighbor or a cousin or something, but really interview, I'd say, more than one agent, at least two minimum, maybe three or more, and really get a good just vibe of what everyone's going to do, how they're going to market it, and what they're going to really do to get your home sold. And it's more than just putting a sign up in the front yard these days. There's strategies and tactics that you really have to be savvy to and get those sold. And that's one of the things I do pride myself on as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think one of the first things you said there was actually really key. And I think if more realtors thought about this from the beginning, they would be a lot more successful, is setting up the expectations with your client, letting them know what marketplace you're in, what the real values are. Be honest with them, because, again, you go through those conversations where a realtor is beating around the bush, you can't tell a seller what's going on. That's just going to create an explosion down the road. And, like you said, setting up the expectations, be honest. And I think a seller couldn't ask for more after that, really. 100%
for sure.
So in this business, because we get to go through these fun times and you got real, sellers and buyers and their reality of what they think the market is and what they hear on CSNBC and all that fun stuff, what drives you in this business day to day? Because we know every single day is different in this industry, whether it's the rates changing or the values going up or down. What drives you day to day? What gets you going in the morning, or what keeps your day going for yourself?
For me personally, I follow a pretty strict schedule. I try to stay out of the drama. I really try to remove that from my day. I don't watch the news pretty much in general. And I definitely don't watch it before I get to work. The first thing I do in the morning, I'm listening to something like a positive, relaxing kind of CD or a video or something. Kind of keeps me in that same mind frame. I try to stay away from anything that's going to kind of take me out of that, because the thing is, the business is so up and down. There's so many things, so many variables in the equation, and it can be tumultuous at times. I know that if we have a low, eventually there will be a high. And I know that we're at a high at some point now, and I know there's going to be another dip in the whole scheme of things. So just trying to keep yourself balanced and have some sort of equilibrium throughout the day. And if you can attain that, I think it really is what will take you through the years of being a real estate agent. Because if you're always chasing the dragon, so to speak, and always trying to see what's next, and like, oh, what are the rates today, and like, what's going on, and is the market going to crash, and this kind of thing. None of us have a crystal ball, and mine's in the shop. So, here's the thing. We don't really know at the end of the day. Just keep focused on your goal. And this is all what I would say to any of the professionals out there just listening right now. Keep yourself focused on a goal that you want at the end of the day, at the end of the year. Just focus on that and keep your head down, keep plowing forward, and just keep moving, because the thing is the market is so volatile up and down. It's always going to change. Don't really keep your eye on that. Just keep your eye on yourself and what you're doing day to day. And that's probably just in general in any business. So.
You're saying it totally perfect. I mean, exactly what you're saying. You get up in the day and you do something positive, or you look for the positive. You don't watch the news, because nothing but stuff on the news is negative. And then you're saying don't harness it day to day, because everything's changing. Our rates change. I'm a lender, so if I sit here and dwell on the rates every day, I'm probably going to commit suicide, because yesterday Bernanke screwed us. So it's the positive vibrations that you need in this business to get you going, and I totally agree. Some music, some training, some coaching, some accountability, all those things are huge in our profession, in this industry.
Absolutely.
Ryan, man, I'm so glad to have you on today. This was fun, and in such a short period of time, you just dropped a lot of knowledge on these realtors and whoever's going to listen, and hopefully some buyers too. And give this guy a call. Ryan, how do they get a hold of you? Let them know.
Yeah, buyers and sellers. Sellers, please. We are at a shortage of inventory, so please, any sellers out there, please, you can reach me at 310-801, 801-7065. That's 310-801-7065. Excuse me.
And,
wow, you were choking me up here.
Choked up there? No problem. You can also connect with Ryan. I know he's got a Facebook, because that's how we connected at first, and we've been doing some business since. So check him out on Facebook. You can connect with me on Facebook, facebook.com/Brandon.Charlin. Actually, that's it, Brandon.Charlin. And you can give me a call, 714-657-9209, 714-657-9209. We got all the other sites, LinkedIn, Twitter. Follow us, connect with us. Me and Ryan Brown will get you anything you need in California. Talk to you guys soon. Ryan, thanks for coming on.
Brandon, thanks so much, man. Let's do this.
Have a good one. All right. Bye-bye.
Talk soon. Bye.